On today's episode, we got a solid flat tappet cam that killed 10 out of 16 lobes, and it's running our solid flat tappet lifters, and we're going to inspect it and see if we can try to determine why it died. Stay tuned. So this cam is, it's a CWC Textron, Caltex, Caston, just like all of them. But this one is a HC hard chrome. I have had zero dealings with them. I don't know what they're supposed to be on hardness. I don't know what the material makeup is. So it died. The customer got his own cam. We sold him a set of our Lube Plus solid lifters. We put the crown at like 1/1000 because, you know, I mean, it's a solid flat tappet race deal, so it's high load. So we're trying to, you know, make the most load bearing area possible. So it didn't last long. I don't remember how long he said it run, but they got it through the dyno and got it in the car, and directly it was a problem. So they called us. You know, of course, everybody's upset because it's a high dollar motor, and now we got a murdered cam, and it kills the bearings and the pistons and everything else in the motor from all the metal. So I told him, I said, just send it in and let's inspect the whole package and see if we can find a problem. So I pulled it out of the box, and the first thing that we noticed right off the gate is the surface finish, and the parkerizing hides a lot of problems. But once it runs a minute, you know, it wipes off the high spots. And we're gonna bring the camera in here close just in a second, but it's got tremendous chatter in the lobes, and the chatter generally is from the grinding wheel is loaded up and it's not cutting, and so it's just, you know, it's just sitting there bouncing off the lobe. So you get these horizontal chatter marks around the circumference of the lobe, and of course, if you got, you know, chatter marks, high and low spots, then again it's taking away surface area because you just got less meat to touch. So that is obviously a serious problem, and I probably hadn't seen one this bad in a really long time, and I'm not going to get into who done it or none of that, but it was CNC ground. So you know, just cause a camshaft was CNC ground does not, that doesn't mean a whole lot these days. But we're gonna bring you in here and I'm gonna show you this chatter. I hope you're gonna be able to see it on the camera. All right, so you can see all those little peaks in the parkerizing, and those little peaks carry all the way across that lobe. And it's just straight lines right there, or you can really see it right there. I mean, it's like speed bumps all the way around the cam. And most of the lobes are like that. And actually, this lobe didn't die. Some of the ones that are dead, obviously, it's polished them out, so you can't see it. But, you know, stuff like this is an issue. And again, you know, the parkerizing really hides it pretty good, so it's hard to see it. But let's see. You can see this lobe right here, this one, I mean, it's murdered. And I mean, you can see like it's just tore. The material is like, almost like the lifter is welded, trying to weld itself to the cam lobe. And I checked, I mean, we may do it on camera here, but I checked the taper, and the taper's, I mean, it's pretty much where it should be. I don't have no real qualms with the taper, but it's possible, you know, and we are all speculating because there are no real answers. Everybody's got an idea, but there are no 100% answers. But it's possible that, You know, I mean, again, I've had zero experience with a HC core. Maybe, you know, maybe the hard chrome core doesn't like my lifter. You know, I can't 100% say, but I don't know, you know, what's supposed to be better about anybody else's iron lifter. I mean, you know, there are different mixtures, but still, generally speaking, it's an iron lifter. So, you know, tool steel may be a better option for this core. But after Rockwell testing it, this core is not as hard, and you would think, I mean, hard chrome, you would think it would be much harder than a P55, but most of the lobes that we checked are in the mid 40s, and a couple of them were just a tick over 50, but we checked a lot of them in the 40s, and so it's I mean, that's not impressive. So I feel like that a P55, just from what I can see, is still a better choice today. And so here's all the lifters, and I mean, you can pretty much see these first 6 are okay. The first 4 are really okay. These 2, I can see some witness marks, like they might have been getting ready to leave the planet. But all of these, and I mean, you can, let's see. I mean, you can see how abraded that surface is. And I mean, we checked the lifters too. I mean, the lifters are early to mid 50s on Rockwell. So, you know, again, I don't have a real conclusion, and these are, you know, these are the oil flat. So I mean, it's oil in the cam, and I believe that it had a little groove machined in the lifter bores too. So I mean, there wasn't no getting the oil issue. I don't know, man. I tell you, I feel sorry for people that's got to run flat tappets, because even with all the stuff that we've checked and you know, tried to come to a real conclusion about what the problem is, we still don't have a 100% answer all the time. And we've had really good success with our lifters. I mean, we've had tons of feedback, you know, people's doing good, everything's happy. But, you know, every once in a while you get a unicorn like this, and it costs the customer lots of money, and, you know, you feel bad for them, but what do you do? I mean, it's just everybody does everything they can do to not have a problem, and then here we are. So we're gonna go over to the Rockwell tester. We're gonna test the cam. We're gonna test a couple of lifters, just, you know, to validate on camera, and then and then that'll be this for this deal. And this is a lobe that's not damaged yet. So I think I did check 1 or 2 that were damaged, and they wasn't a lot of difference. Yep, so if you can see that, that's like 31 and a half. And I checked several, and some of the other ones I checked were, you know, 40, 45, but I don't think I've seen anything. Let's check another one. This one's damaged, so it's had, you know, a fair amount of heat in it, and I don't know how the chrome is going. I know most of the other ones we checked that's damaged, they get soft, see, actually that one's harder. I mean, that one's 50. But again, 50 still, you know, in the racing cam world. Let's see if we can get one more just to get a 3 average. So, I mean, that's 45. So, I mean, we're between 30, 32 and 50. I mean, that's a pretty good window. And that's something I don't normally see. I don't see cams vary that much. And so let's check a few of my lifters. So this is one that's not, so that is my lifter. It's not dead yet. So, I mean, that one's 61 and a half. And again, this one's not damaged. Here's another one that's not damaged. We'll just try to check a few so we don't have no, you know, we got a good sampling of what's happening. And I believe, I mean, I think that like the hydraulic ones with the stellite foot that we sell, I just think the stellite being a dissimilar metal to the iron is a better choice, but you can't get the hard foot lifter in a solid. So that one's, I mean, it's right there, 62. And these have been run, obviously, so, and here's a damaged one. There's our part number. And this is a damaged one, so I'm interested to see what the heat done to it. But I think that's possibly why, you know, the tool steel may do a better job just cause it's a dissimilar metal to the iron. So that's like 58. And we'll check one more damaged one. Man, I'm all the way out there on the edge. Let me fix that. I wasn't paying attention. So there's another 58. So, I mean, I can't say with any certainty that the composition of this lifter and the composition of that cam are happy together. I cannot say that. But what I can say is my lifters ain't soft. They're not soft, and the face crown was correct. And from what I can see, the camshaft manufacturing was definitely not in the top ranking. The taper was good, big question mark on a HC core. I have no idea. Speaking of, I have emailed CWC Textron multiple times to ask them to get an engineer to contact me to have a discussion about stuff like this, and thus far I have had zero response. So if you know somebody at Caltex, I would love to talk to somebody, because I mean, we got, you know, obviously they're making the core, so they should know what will and will not be happy with their product, but I can't get them to respond. So, I mean, you know, we're doing our best to get to the bottom of these problems, but at the end of the day, you know, if they won't talk to us, I think what we're going to do, the next step is we're going to send some pieces of old cams. We're going to send some pieces of a P55. Maybe I'll cut this HC up if the customer will let me, and I'm going to send it and some lifters and have them analyzed, have the material analyzed and get a report back, and let's just see what's in all of this stuff, and then you know, maybe we can see a problem, maybe we can't see a problem, but when we get those reports, I think we'll sit down and do a video and just go over what's in them, what's not in them, and you know, maybe what should be in them that would make it better. But anyway, that's another nightmare for today. I hate it for the customer. You know, no amount of lifter or cam warrantying is gonna fix their murdered engine, and you know, it just sucks for everybody, but definitely, you know, it's a nightmare. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the website if you need anything, powellmachineinc.com. You got any super duper ideas, leave them in the comments. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.